Design vendor versus UX partner. What's right for SaaS startup teams? At some point, every SaaS startup asks the same question: do we need a design vendor or do we need a design partner? And most teams don't realize how different those two things actually are until they've already picked wrong. A vendor executes. You hand over a spec, they turn it into screens, and the relationship resets with every new task. A partner works differently. They sit close to product decisions, ask why before they ask what, and stay involved as the product keeps changing. Neither one is automatically better. It depends on where your product is. If your roadmap is locked, your team already knows exactly what to build, and you just need extra hands to keep up with delivery. A vendor relationship can be perfectly fine. You're paying for execution speed, not for someone to question your assumptions. But most early and growth stage SaaS startups aren't in that position. Requirements shift. Priorities get reshuffled after a customer call. Half the roadmap is still being figured out as you build it. In that environment, a vendor that only executes what's written down can quietly cause more problems than it solves, because nobody's catching the flawed assumption before it turns into 3 weeks of wasted engineering time. This is the gap a UX partner is built to close. At Humbleteam, this is exactly how we try to work with SaaS founders and product teams, not waiting for a finished brief, but getting involved early enough to help shape what that brief should even say. In practice, that looks like sitting in on planning instead of just receiving tickets. It looks like pushing back when a feature request doesn't match what users actually need. It looks like staying around after a release to see what worked, instead of disappearing the moment the handoff is done. That kind of partnership takes more trust than a vendor relationship. You have to be open to a design team questioning your decisions, not just executing them. But for teams building something that's still evolving, that's usually where the real value is: catching the wrong direction before it's expensive to fix, not just making the wrong direction look polished. So the real question isn't vendor or partner in the abstract. It's, how settled is your product right now? If it's settled, a vendor can absolutely get the job done. If it's still being figured out, sprint by sprint, that's where working with a partner like Humbleteam tends to make the bigger difference. Either way, knowing which one you actually need before you sign anything is what saves teams months of friction later.